Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 10 o'clock. Big Ben is striking up in London as I speak. Wednesday night, back with one in Ireland, one on the Go in the UK, and a look at the undercard in Delmar on Friday night. I'm going to leave the Breeders' Cup, the Friday night, the 5 races until tomorrow night, but there's a few on the undercard that I was looking at last night and today, and I could get a better angle than on those races, so I'm going to share them, and I'm going to show you how my mind thinks with American racing for newcomers to the channel on the bus. I lived in America for 12 years. I used to go to the Breeders' Cup on a regular basis. Had some lucky days. Best of all was when Baratea won in the heavy ground in Churchill Downs. Oh, that 93 was it? With Lanfranco Dettori, 19-year-old Italian. That was the first time I ever heard of him. He was riding that day. It was pissing down and Churchill that day. You nearly need Wellingtons. Didn't do a lot today. My neighbour, I got a dare to pay in there now. I thought it was sorted. My neighbour's storage was all blocked, so myself and a relation of theirs were a couple hours trying to. It was badly messed up. So we had to rod it and water and buckets of water and whatever. So that's all I did, and I was doing video. So I'm tired tonight. I was going to lie on the couch for a half an hour, but I probably wouldn't wake for hours. So I said I'd get this done and then go to bed early and be fresh for the weekend. We took a few pound off them today. We're chugging along nicely in the middle lane, and if we got a bit more assistance from the saddle an odd day, we'd be doing a bit better. We had, what did we today? I can't even remember. Not bad. The one in, I mustn't have wrote them down last night. I can't think. Just wasn't that bad. The memory is black mind. There was one in Nottingham. I have to get it here. Dancing with Myself. I could not think of it. Dancing with Myself. Without 12 to 1 to the SP at 11. I suggested going each way with the 365. It was a great bet at 11 to 1, paying 3 places and only 6 runners. The favourite didn't stay the trip. We got a great pull on Voice of Reason. That went out to 16 to 1 today. I threw another few pound each way in it because I was saying there was no money for Willie's one that they bought from Czechoslovakia. That must be a sort of a dud. And there was a couple of withdrawn. But there was a bit of late money. It came into 6 to 1, SP at 8. And the difference, as I was saying last night, I thought, trying to read between the lines, was Shamie Heffernan on board. I seen it was the first winner for William Delahunty in 13 years. So I didn't know that last night. Because normally I say the trainer's out of form, but he hasn't had too many runners in the meantime anyway. But it'll be a great night for them. They picked it up. I read there they picked it up thinking it would be a hurdler, and they only had it a few hours, and they said no, this isn't a hurdler. That with the pedigree it had, Fundalk was the place to bring it. So it won't go up that much. They might hope to win another race with it. So it's grand to pluck 14 to 1 out of the a race, and it wins. On to tomorrow. A couple of newcomers on the bus. I noticed Paul Kelly. Don't know where you're from, Paul. And Lee Baxter. You're very welcome. Tomorrow there is a Mayor's Handicap Hurl, 2.5 mile, good yielding in places in Thurles. We call it Thurles. Some of the people in England just call it Thurles. Carried with Love is the selection each way. They're paying 4 places. It's an each way bet. I'd fancy it to go well back in trip. It won at 2 mile a maiden hurl in Cork, March of this year. Went back on the flat then, a couple of runs. I seen him running. I backed him that day in Roscommon actually. I think I tipped him in Roscommon that day in May. Probably not far enough for him, and I don't know, or her. She might have had an off day. But 2 good runs, third and third at 2 miles, sixth, and we'll have a quick look at the race in Ballinrobe. And I'd say it traded short enough, but didn't stay. It didn't get home. The ground as well, it was raining that evening, as you can see, and I think on better ground, it was a bit choppy there. But it looked to be travelling all over a winner here, coming around the turn. But like you'd be thinking there, it's going to pick up this horse. No, it didn't get home, and it's a downhill finish in Ballinrobe, and you'd be thinking, why not? Like it's going well there, isn't it? You'd be happy if you had a shilling on it. But found nothing, and these are under the cosh. Then when it's straight, it took a long time to sort of get going. Got intimidated a bit there, did he? Or did she? She runs on then willingly to the line. Not beating that fair. Better ground tomorrow. It's always, nice ground in Thurles this time of the year. So that is the selection. And then we go to the Goo in Chelmsford. I couldn't get onto it in England. There was one I was sort of looking at over the jumps was Range. Done us a good turn last year. But just there was one other horse. But I'm going for an each way play here as well, with Aramis Grey. It was 10s earlier into 15 to 2. Hasn't won a race since Hannibal crossed the Alps on an elephant. That was a good while ago. I think it's 26 runs. But it has won 8 and been placed 22 times. That's 30 out of 45, so that's 66%. 7 furlongs is his trip. I think it's better the likes of Kimpton, and it has a good race ratio in Chelmsford going back the way when it was with Ray Guest. It won there over 6. It was second to Tippy Toes. It was third. It was fifth. It finishes late. It has been unlucky several times with in traffic. But it has come down from when it came to this yard last February of 95, and it's down now to what? It's a drop of a pound, 84. It's an each way bet. Favourite, I think, doesn't get the 7. It looked all over a winner the last time, but it just didn't get home. So I think it's better at 6. So I'm hoping that Aramis Grey will be, that it'll definitely get into the first 3 anyway. We'll go to Delmar on. Oh yeah, we'll have a look at the classic. The Sovereignty is out, the favourite. The won 2 out of the 3. Won the Belmont and won the Kentucky Derby. Out with a bit of a fever today. The top 3 that won it are in it last year are back again. Sierra Leone won it last year. Fierceness was second, and Forever Young was third. Journalism won the Preakness. 3-year-old. I'm going with Fierceness. 3-1. It was a 3-year-old last year, and things didn't sort of fall into place. The other Japanese horse went off like a scalded cat, and I think if I remember correctly, the first quarter was in 22 and change, which isn't blazing fast, but the second quarter that done the damage, it was 44. So if you had 22, if you had 45 and change, um, you'd be better as 21 and 44. But 22 and 22, I thought, done the damage. It has an extra run this year as well. Last year it was the 24th of August as 4-year-old. Beat by Sierra Leone Saratoga, but it was impressive. I thought at the in over the track in the Pacific Classic. Johnny V in the plate, um, drawn inside, should be able to get position. The other French horse isn't in it, or a Japanese horse isn't in it this year. So that's my selection for the Breeders' Cup on Saturday night. I seem to have, it used to be always the Classic was the last race. I can't understand these pricks in charge of making decisions. They're at the same mess in England too, in Cheltenham. So it used to be a 3-day meeting. They changed it to 4. They were talking about 5, and they ruined it. And I think they've it ruined forever, because the young kids today are happier to go over to Lanzarote and different places and not to have a saddle put on their back to where they stay. But these have the Classic now on Saturday night. They have it in. I think there's 3 races after. They're finishing up with the fillies and mares. Why they ever done that, I don't know. This rant over. 7-10. I think the favourite will be very hard beaten in this Plutarch. It's owned by Coolmore, Magnier Tabors, Michael Beans, Derek Smith. This is down in class from Grade 1, American Pharaoh, where it finished 3rd. So they're going to Cameron Waters. This is stakes race, 2-year-old, and it's a big pot for the winner, but I'm surprised. Well, they must have like looking to win it, are they? I think that'll be hard beaten. I won't show the video of that. We'll be seeing that again, maybe. What am I doing? On to the 7:45. Usase won the last day, but it was 5 furlongs. Out like a scalded cat and gone. It has form with Mohaven, but I thought Miss Kona stepping up to 7 would be a plus. Was left at the start the last day. I'm going to show you this video because it showed a great. It done what are you at? Let's see the finish. Left at the start was way back. That's it here in the pink on the thing. Makes a de jour move. No, a razzie. And whoosh up the outside. There's a lot of speed in this race. As I said at the start, Two Sassy was impressive going 5 furlongs. It was second to Mohaven the previous run, wasn't it? I make Miss Kona the horse to beat in that. Where do we go next? We go to the 8:25. These are all on the undercard. 2 of them, 4 of them in total. 8:25. Oh yeah, there's 2 very interesting horses here. So I'm going to pick one. I'm going to suggest reverse forecast called the exacta box over there. Shoot It Through is the Fav, but Puro Magic is a Japanese horse. And brought it all this way. What did I hit there? Puro Magic. This has Group 1 for him. It ran in the Alcaraz, is it, or what do you call it? QUROZ. But it won a Group 3 and was second in a Group 1, but it was only beaten 2.5 lengths by regional, or a leaving, ahead of Quinault and West Acre Audience. Alquaz. There's one run since in Japan. They're bringing it here. The other one is Wesley Ward's. This was impressive and a good fast time too. Over 5.5, it came in around a minute, 1 minute 1 second, which is clipping it. Normally 57, 58 for a 5 furlongs. One out just less than 1-2. Showed a good turn of foot. There's him on the outside here. It was impressive and a great fast time. One 183 for 5.5 is booting it. But the French horse, or the French horse, why am I saying French? Japanese. Um, that has solid Group 1 form, or Grade 1. Tomato. So I go with the Japanese horse. If I say that one more time, I'm going to stop. Um, Decent form for that one as well, but we'll and Motorius. Motorius is favourite for the sprint. One more, bear with me. The 905 is the last race on the undercard. Percy Rebel is the fav. I just think that it's better at a shorter trip. I thought a horse stepping up extra furlong might suit it. It won impressively enough the last days. It was in trap 1 or trap 2 in a maiden. Plus 3 is a big price, but done it well, I thought. It's a good, big, strong horse for a 2-year-old. Oh, Holland, that's it out in front. If it breaks from the inside stall and stays with it, Flavian Pratt, he's no slouch. 14 to 1, and it's 16 to 1 there with some other crowd, Unibet. Uh, I know I'm taking a few pound off them. Anyway, that's the start of Breeders' Cup weekend. But I'll put up on this video on anyone that I'll put it up in the description on Friday night if you want to come back. I didn't want to put up a multitude of stuff on or a plethora, so I went through them races first. I sort of thought I had good angles. I'd be either right or wrong. Bash the bookies over and out.